today's meeting is Dr. Priyanka Nidin. She is from the Department of Oral Pathology and Microbiology, JSS Dental College and Research from Mysuru. And the topic of her presentation is HIV, cancer, and malnutrition, the deadly triad.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dr. Priyanka. So today I'll be talking about HIV, cancer, and malnutrition, the deadly trio. So I'll be covering HIV and cancer, immune system and nutrition, nutritional complications, malnutrition, immune response, immunometabolic signatures, nutritional assessments, interventions, and economics. Now, HIV and AIDS are among the greatest public health challenges around the world, with India having the third largest HIV epidemic in the world. A person with HIV is highly vulnerable to life-threatening condition because of the body's weakened immune system. And people with HIV or AIDS have an increased risk of developing cancers like Kaposi sarcoma, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, cervical cancer, to name a few. The connection between HIV and cancer is not completely understood, but it is thought to be an interplay between nutrition and weakened immune system. Cancer is a multifaceted disease which is influenced both by genetic and environmental factors. In cancer, both the immune system and malnutrition play an important role. It's been said that persistent immunological stimulation is considered to be an important factor in oncogenesis. Now, immune system is highly influenced by nutrition, with malnutrition and immune dysfunction coming under the category of chicken and egg, which means that with both causing and being the consequence of each other. Now, immune dysfunction has a great impact because this dysfunction is recorded in the DNA of a malnourished person whose children may inherit this altered immune system. And this altered immune system can cause malnutrition even in the presence of an adequate diet. So immune deficiency is said to be the hallmark of malnutrition. Now, immune dysfunction directly drives the pathological process in malnutrition, which includes malabsorption, increased metabolic demand, dysregulation of the growth hormones, and greater susceptibility to infection. Malnutrition, immune system, and infections are intricately linked to one another and contribute to a destructive interplay with global dimensions. Now, research shows that there is a documented association between nutritional status and immunologic functions and development. It's been found in persons with HIV, the nutritional deficits precipitate a cycle of events which increases the risk of morbidity and mortality. HIV eventually causes nutritional declines in almost all patients who are HIV positive. Now, the nutritional complications include malabsorption, complication with treatment regimes, decreases immune function, organ dysfunction, micronutrient deficiencies, and weight loss, which is also known as the AIDS wasting disease or AIDS wasting syndrome. A well-nourished HIV positive patient with a controlled viral load is said to likely to withstand a HIV positive infection. Nutritional complications include malabsorption, complication with treatment regimes, decreased immune function, organ dysfunction, and micronutrient deficiencies, along with weight loss, which comes under the category of AIDS wasting syndrome or AIDS wasting disease. It's found that a well-nourished HIV positive person with a controlled viral load is more likely to withstand the effects of HIV infection. Now, this nutrient decline is a result of a wasting syndrome that is commonly associated with AIDS. In 1987, the Center for Disease Control revised its criteria for AIDS defining illness and included the wasting syndrome, which is a profound involuntary weight loss of greater than 10% of the baseline body weight. Along with this, it is either accompanied by chronic diarrhea for more than 30 days or chronic weakness and fever for 30 days in the absence of an explainable illness. Now, there are many measures to check the nutritional status. The chief among them is the macronutrients and micronutrients. They may or may not be abnormal at the same time. Now, macronutrients include proteins and fats, which reflects the total mass of the body. Micronutrients include vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and they reflect the relative level of body's cellular functions. Micronutrient deficiency may exist without macronutrient deficiency, but macronutrient deficiency almost always is seen along with micronutrient deficiencies. Now, malnutrition is a common complication of HIV infection, and it plays a significant but an independent role in the morbidity and mortality. Now, malnutrition is considered to be one of the earliest complications of AIDS, and WHO defines malnutrition as deficiencies, excesses, or imbalances in a person's intake of energy and or nutrients. Now, malnutrition is broadly grouped under undernutrition and excess nutrition, and this includes undernutrition includes unexplained weight loss. This is the most common initial AIDS defining diagnosis. Malnutrition in people with HIV compounds an already existing immunodeficiency and hastens the disease progression. So the effects of malnutrition in HIV is independent of immune dysfunction. The relationship between nutrition and infection is synergistic, wherein when there is coexistence of malnutrition and infection, there is a series of serious consequences and poorer outcomes. So the infections adversely affect the nutritional status, and malnutrition adversely affects the host's ability to withstand infection. And this is a vicious downward cycle. Now in this diagram, we can see infection causes worsening of the nutritional status, makes the body more vulnerable to infection, causes deterioration of the nutritional status, leading to immune dysfunction, thereby again causing an increased vulnerability to infection. So the nutritional factors, as I told you, interact with two ways. Malnourished persons are more susceptible to infection, and infections can precipitate malnutrition. Coming to gut immune response and malnutrition. The integrity of the body's mechanical barrier against infection depends on a good nutritional status. And gut is said to be the primary interface between diet and immune system. A healthy gut function requires a large surface area for nutrient absorption, along with an intact intestinal barrier to prevent the pathogens from entering the extraintestinal tissues. Now, this large surface area and an intact intestinal barrier is markedly impaired in malnourished individuals, causing environmental enteric dysfunction. Now, immunometabolism involves chemical reactions which are required for immune functions, along with reciprocal effects of metabolic products on immune cells. The primary immune response reflects the degree of malnutrition. Malnutrition causes increased immune cell activation, increased systemic pro-inflammatory mediator levels, and it also affects the thymus gland, which is an important regulator of cell-mediated immunity reactions. Malnutrition causes atrophy of liver, spleen, bone marrow, and lymphoid tissues from which the phagocytes and the lymphocytes originate. Totally, malnutrition has an impact on the source of the components of the immune system, thereby adversely affecting the immune system. The touchstones of cellular immunity are phagocytosis and lymphocyte-mediated phenomena such as delayed hypersensitivity reactions. In malnutrition, there is depressed delayed hypersensitivity reactions, there is reduced phagocytosis, motility, chemotaxis, and bactericidal infections. Malnutrition also impairs immune priming by dendritic cells and monocytes. It impairs the effector memory T cell function. Studies have found that protein malnutrition makes the body unable to make circulating antibodies in response to bacterial and viral antigens. Iron deficiency causes depression in cellular immunity. Vitamin A, B, C, proteins, and zinc are required in forming barriers in wound healing and warding of infection. And it is found that vitamin 12 is the micronutrient commonly thought to be the most deficient in HIV infection. So this impairment of immune system is proportional to the degree of malnutrition. But the positive side effect is, or the positive effect is, this impairment in immune system is reversible with nutritional rehabilitation. Now, this schematic diagram here shows the complex interplay between HIV, immune system, and nutrition along with infection. HIV causes increased vulnerability to infection, which in turn causes increased nutritional needs, leading to poor nutrition, causing impaired immune system, thereby contributing to HIV and increasing in vulnerability to other infections associated with HIV. And all these in turn contribute to carcinogenesis. The nutritional deficits can be forestalled through early and regular screening, assessment, and intervention. And this begins when the patient is first diagnosed with HIV positive, with major emphasis on avoiding malnutrition. And this can be done using a nutrition screening tool called the Patient Generated Subjective Global Assessment. It was first used for surgeries, and then later on it was utilized for HIV/AIDS condition. And a multidisciplinary team approach is necessary for proper nutritional management. This table here shows the component of the nutrition assessment, which can be done within 3 to 5 minutes, filled both by the patient and the doctor. With appropriate treatment for malnutrition, alteration in the continuum of deterioration can be done, which improves the patient's quality of life. But despite the potential effects of the nutritional therapies in HIV infection, there are major limitations in the ability to provide effective nutritional support. Therefore, we need to involve the person with HIV in making sure that their nutritional status is up to the mark by information, by coaching, by teaching, by reinforcing behavior, by strengthening social support, and also by modeling. This table here shows the nutrition education content for patients with HIV, which includes the healthful eating principles which needs to be followed, which is done by a healthful eating plan. Food and water safety issues are included, how to manage nutrition impact syndromes, what are the alternative feeding methods and strategies, and it also involves guidelines for evaluating nutrition information and products. Not only does malnutrition affect a person, it is also have a far-reaching ramification in the healthcare system and the society in general. Malnutrition causes strains on the healthcare resources, and it also causes difficulty in providing cost-efficient healthcare. Now, this schematic diagram here shows the complex interplay between malnutrition, immune dysfunction. In malnutrition, or malnutrition causes modified immune epigenome changes, along with parental malnutrition and inadequate diet causes immune dysfunction. Now, this immune dysfunction in turn causes chronic inflammation, immune activation, insufficient regulation of immune responses, suboptimal immune priming and memory, leading to recurrent infections and increased metabolic demand. All these are also a major path in carcinogenesis. Okay, and this also causes malabsorption, stunting and wasting, poor cognition, and metabolic syndrome, again leading to malnutrition. So this vicious cycle of malnutrition, infection, immune system, HIV, cancer goes on. So to conclude, malnutrition is a complex process and there are overlapping effects in patients with HIV. There is a devastating interplay between malnutrition and immune system in patients with HIV and cancer. We need to do sufficient research to characterize pathogenesis across the spectrum of malnutrition, thereby finding new novel therapeutic approaches, so that when we improve nutrition, the overall health and well-being of a patient can be improved in spite of HIV and cancer. Thank you. And thank you for giving an opportunity to share my presentation.